Welcome to Chosen Lifelines for Relationships. My name is Charmaine Jennings.
My name is Walter Jennings.
And we are your chosen life specialists where we have been called to challenge and change relationship culture. In this episode, we are talking about the very, very importance of...
I proposed, she said no, why?
No one expects that to occur. Mm-hmm. So what happens when you propose, she said no, but you don't know why? Mm-hmm. And so in this episode, we're going to provide some tips for you and for you to really make sure that you're able to recover, but make sure that you're able to do your individual work in thinking about why did that no come and why were you not anticipating that it was going to be a no.
All right, so reason number one, often why a proposal is met with a no, is because the proposal was a last-ditch effort to save the relationship. Sometimes individuals will propose because there is a breach in the relationship, there are some things that are happening, and they see the proposal as actually a band-aid or a solution to challenges that are happening within the relationships. And we strongly discourage you from utilizing a proposal as a way to heal the problems within your relationship. A proposal is not a solution. Just like a child having a pregnancy is not a solution. It actually compounds and adds to the challenge, and it masks or pushes down the issue. And so when you find yourself in a place of proposing as a way of trying to solve a problem, first of all, the person can see through it because it's not genuine. It's being done as a way to actually avoid an issue. And so what really needs to happen is that the issue and the challenge needs to be confronted. And so it's important to make sure that you address the issue, that you get the counseling and the counseling that you need in order to make sure that you're in a good, healthy place before you make a proposal.
Absolutely. And tip number 2, you proposed, she said no, and you don't know why. Tip number 2 is perhaps it was because there was no ring. A ring, while a ring doesn't have to cost a lot, you should bring something as a symbol of your love, of your dedication, of your commitment. And while in this country, rings are really important for weddings, some people will say that, well, what if I was poor and I don't have the ring? And some people will say, well, you need to make sure that you're saving and you prepare for the ring. I think the ring really is just a symbol that you're serious, that you have prepared, you have a plan, and that really, again, this ask is not just off of, it's just not really impulse, but it's intentional. And so, many proposals are given a no because there is no ring. So we encourage you, have some symbol of your love. If you can't afford a ring, then there should be something genuine and symbolic of your love, who you are, and it should be represented during that time.
All right, now reason number 3 is going to sound very insensitive and cold, but that doesn't make it any less true. It is the fact that you are not the one. When individuals think about their future and they think about someone that they are going to marry, there are certain things that they see themselves needing in their mate in order for them to accept the proposal and to marry them. And maybe you do not embody those things and they have not seen them in you. And it's important to note that just because you have dated for a certain number of years, that doesn't automatically make you the one. And so it's important to have those ongoing conversations and dialogue related to marriage and the future. And so not only understanding whether your partner wants to be married, but if you are the individual that they can see themselves, that they are the individuals that you see yourself spending the rest of your life with, and are you the individual that they see themselves spending the rest of their life with? Now, as we say this, it is important not to become a chameleon in a way that now you're trying to audition to become this person's lifelong partner and to show that I can do this, I can do that. You want to be true to yourself, because if you find yourself in a place where you're now doing things just to become the partner that your spouse wants, you'll ultimately begin to move further and further from the individual who you are inside.
Absolutely. And our last and final tip, you proposed, she said no, don't know why. Well, here it goes. A lot of times individuals feel pressure to say yes. And so, but in that moment of feeling the pressure to say yes, they say no. Okay? Especially if you are insistent. You're persistent, right? And maybe perhaps you're not listening. So we want to make sure that you're listening, you're paying attention, that you are really in sync with really knowing that this is something that not only you want, but your partner wants as well. And often a no comes not only because a person feels like they're pressured, but also just genuinely they're not ready. They're not ready for marriage, or they're not ready to say yes to such to something that really is going to shift the trajectory of their life, right? They're going to have to share their life with you. And so they're either not ready or they feel pressured in a way that really is causing them to say, you know what, I can't do this. But I will say that, if a person isn't ready and you've been in a relationship with them 2, 3, 7, 10 years and they're not ready, it's time to have a deeper conversation. Because if they're not ready after 10 years, after 5 years, after 7 years, you want to have a more intimate conversation about, is this person ever going to be ready to be married? Or is it that they're never going to be ready to be married to you? And so this is your chosen lifeline for relationships on ways you propose, your partner said no, and you don't know why. These are 4 tips, and we are your chosen lifeline specialists. So definitely like, share, and subscribe, and book us for a session.
Thanks, everyone.